So Guildmate just noticed this while they were doing their Semrah runs, a small bug maybe within the Deathsaw. We're going to run a couple of teams through this and show you what's actually happening and what we think's actually working or not working on it, and then hopefully you'll be able to use this and it might make life a little easier for you. Right, let's jump into the video and see what's going on. Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. We're back in the Watcher of Realms. I'm going to have a little play around with Semrah today. Something interesting has just come up. It wasn't me, I'm not bright enough to find these sort of things. It was a guildmate of mine called Mighty Sword. He was the first one to bring it up to me, so if you see him around in game, chuck him your thanks if you use this system. Absolute little genius. Right, let's go and have a look at what he says. So this is a Semrah team we're going to be using. Now, the first bit we're interested in, we are just worried about the first bit. So what Semrah does is he has Still Fist. Semrah smashes ground, deals AoE damage to the target, surrounding allies, and immediately does single target damage to the hero with the highest HP. We know about that. Deathsaw, that's the bit that we can see in the picture up there. So Semrah charges up Titan's sword, attacking enemies to the left, then he attacks enemies to the right. This skill has extremely high damage but can be interrupted by control effects. We know this. We put the stacks of stun on him and that reduces his attack, as it says here, causes his charge progress to be reversed. We see a little tick back on there, and reduces Semrah's attack. So we remember we could reduce it up to 12 times, giving him minus 144% attack, which then actually heals you when he hits you. It's all a bit weird, but there you go. And then the last bit he's got is Cyclops Gaze. Semrah concentrates energy in his eyes and emits a high temperature beam, sweeping across the battlefield, dealing AoE magic damage 4 times. So you've got those little laser beams go around the screen. Right, that's what he does, and we're all happy with what he does. We're all aware of what he does. We've seen it before. So let's jump into the battle with the team we've set up at the moment. It's only a small team. We can skip this. We don't need to see the startup show. We put Abomination down so you can get hit, and then get some healers up there. And this is essentially it. This is our team to completely run Semrah, but it's the start of what happens for us. So this is it. So there's the Deathsaw, and we've put on 1, 2, 3. There we go. Do with a few more, 4, absolutely brilliant, 5, 6 debuffs on him, 6 debuffs on him. So if we have a look at 6 debuffs, can we can see minus 72% attack, and then he comes off, and then he resets, which is fine. Everything happens quite nicely. The debuffs are reset, and we start putting them back on again, and we cycle back through this. So he attacks again to the left, he attacks again to the right, and then that's it. After that slam, there we go. That's all reset and everything wiped, and we start building them up again. So that's it. We are all happy with roughly how he works. Now, let's restart this battle, and we're going to do something a little different this time. So, Abomination down, done, healer, sorted. That'll give us enough heals. We probably don't need that many healers anyway. So there we go, there's the slam, and Abomination gets hit. We're all happy with that. We know that's going to happen. Now we want to start putting up our debuffs. We've got 1, 2, and we see the little bars going back, 3. There we go, hit 3. And we still got about 3/4 of the timing left on the debuff. So when it hits the right hand side, it stays about, and that's still there. It's still there, and now he comes into the Deathsaw again. It ticked off, so the Deathsaw is coming back around again, and we have to put debuffs back on him. Now it's a bit weird over how much time we've got left on the debuff. See, this time we've got about 3/4 of the time left on the debuff. He hits the right hand side, and then if he comes into Deathsaw mode again, is he going to do it? There's Deathsaw, and now we see, if we press pause here, what happened there was the Deathsaw came down before the debuffs had run out, and we started debuffing him again, and it resets that tick for us. So that debuff now gets reset and recounters. So we start building it back up from where it was. It doesn't reset itself to 0. If that debuff runs out like we saw last time, before he goes into Deathsaw, so when he goes into Deathsaw, you can then apply a CC effect. Now, if you apply a CC effect, such as stun, you put on one of those decrease attacks on it. And those decrease attacks start at 1, and we build them up to 12. Now, He keeps those debuffs on if you're on the left hand side, because then you may have people on the right hand side. If he doesn't hit anyone or stun anyone or something like that on the right hand side, I don't know what the trigger is, he then keeps those debuffs on him, which is a bit weird. And then if he comes around to do Deathsaw again and he's still got those debuffs on him because they haven't triggered to go off, you can then start building them up again, which is nice, isn't it? Which is handy for us. So we've now got 10 on him, and we'll keep those on. There we go, we've got 10 this time. Now if he comes around to do the Deathsaw again, we're still build up from 10. No, they've cancelled off this time, so we're back to square one. But that's essentially it, and you can keep going on this for as long as you like. I mean, I've had it where it's cycled through 3 times before without any issues whatsoever. So it's just a matter of how long of a duration you have on these debuffs, how quickly you can turn around and get these done. But it doesn't only work here. So going into Apocalypse 2, we've got exactly the same team. We can start them up, and hopefully it will work on here as well. There's absolutely no change to where you are and how you do this. It's just where you've put, which side of the map for some reason you've put your heroes on. So whether this gets fixed or not, I don't know. It's not a major issue. I mean, you still got the 2.5 minute timer, that's still going to happen. So it's not as if you can count this debuff and go on afterwards. If you finish this level with debuffs on, it still gets wiped out. There's nothing carrying it on afterwards. So it's not as if it transfers into the rest of the game or anything. There we go, we've carried it on quite nicely into this one. So we take even less damage this time round. So it doesn't make a major difference to the game, but it does make this first phase a little bit easier for you. Slam, so we might miss it. Deathsaw, quick, come on, and get stun on him. There we go, 3rd time round. There we go, we're up to 9. It's Apocalypse 2, so he's hitting a bit harder, and this may help you out. It may help you out on 1 just to get past it, to get it going. I don't know, but that's what happens at the moment. Whether it gets fixed or not, I don't know. Whether this is one of the things they wanted us to carry on with, I have no idea. They said they wanted us to find different ways to do different teams and play around with the boss, so someone has, Almighty Sword has. So if you see him about, make sure you say thanks to him if you're using this system. It's quite good. We'll get to the end quite easily. There we go, we lost it that time, but the end is coming up, and that'll be it done. So there you go. Probably a small bug. Whether it gets fixed or not, I don't know. Fingers crossed it doesn't. I don't think it makes a great deal of difference. It can just tweak it maybe a little bit in your favour. Maybe. Who knows? But there you go, that's it. So put your team on the left hand side, you've got an RNG chance that you can build up the debuffs and they won't go off. Also, if you're struggling for your stun to actually get back round if he's doing another Deathsaw, then you won't need to worry about that as much, I don't think. No, if you're waiting for things like Nazim's ultimate to come back round and you haven't quite got that sorted, then this might help you out, who knows. But if you're running other deep stuns like I was running, or whether you're running Helga or anything like that, you might just be able to build them slightly differently to give yourself a bit more time on how you're actually going to do it. Okay, right, that's me done for the day. Like I say, when you're going out the door, please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. If you've got this far in a video, it must have been alright for you, so please hit the thumbs up button and let some other people know about it. Share the video out. Maybe it will get nerfed, or maybe they'll fix it, I don't know, but hopefully not. And if you see Almighty Sword in the game, thank him as well, because he was the first person who brought it to my attention. There may well have been others, but I don't know about them. Anyway, that's me done for the day. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you in a video again tomorrow, and cheers, goodbye.